The fuck you looking at? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy G7, and I just want to say that the hardest thing for me to do when it comes to starting out a video is to actually start out the goddamn video. Like, honestly, think about it. What works better? If I could go back to the old school generic way and just simply give you a simple clap, or I could just stare at you guys menacingly and hope that would be good enough for you to hit that goddamn like button. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for showing so much support for the last video. It exceeded expectations, and given by that fact, I figured why not just make another anime video, but this time about a series that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers started off pretty good. Season 1, I watched it with the rest of you guys. If you watched it when it came out, caught my attention, and I figured why not read the manga. And the arcs after season 1 are good as well. Well, okay, they're okay. And then I made it to the last arc.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I'll just say that it seemed very rushed. Very rushed, lazy, garbage shit. It was terrible. I'm sorry, I gotta classify it as one of the worst endings I have ever read in my life. But anyways, in order for me to talk about the inevitable fall off of the series, I gotta talk about some of the good, because there's no way a series that's all bad could hold my attention from beginning to end. Now, one of the things that caught my eye about Tokyo Revengers was the fact that it had a very unique story and plot. The story starts out as your generic isekai. I know it's not an isekai, but it's close enough, with your loser protagonist reminiscing on his glory days in middle school. He gets pushed onto the tracks of an incoming train and then thinks about his only ever girlfriend from those middle school days. He gets transported back in time and is given the chance to do things differently. Now, what made this work was the fact that every time Takemichi went back and forth in time, there were changes made that were irreversible and gave each arc a level of stakes in regards to who in the main cast will survive or have a somewhat bright future. Which brings me to the second thing I liked about this series: the supporting cast. Tokyo Revengers has a great bunch of side characters such as Mikey, Draken, Chifuyu, and you can name the rest. I forgot most of the names. Throughout the story, you learn more about each character and grow somewhat of a connection to them. This made the stakes of each arc grow significantly, since you didn't know who would die or have their future negatively impacted by Takemichi's actions. Another thing that caught my interest with this story was the fact that both the protagonist and the antagonist, they had no hands. Tokyo Revengers originally to me was not about who can kick the fastest or who can punch the hardest, but more so a series of mind games and chess moves for both the protagonist and antagonist to move up the delinquent ladder. Now, Takemichi's reasoning for all this to save his middle school girlfriend, and Kisuke's reasoning for all this to have his middle school crush, which happens to be the same person. I'm not gonna lie, this plot is kind of stupid. Anyways, I think that's all of the good that I could think of when it comes to this series. Now it's time for us to move on to the bad. Now let's start off with the villains. The villains outside of Kisuke, they're ass. Taiju Shiba, garbage. South Toronto, which is just Taiju Shiba but on steroids, garbage. Kazutora, garbage. Izune, mid, garbage. Mikey. Now, another thing that I didn't like was the fact that Takemichi received a bit of a power-up in the last arc. He's actually able to see glimpses into the future right before someone dies, and that gives him the ability to actually prevent someone from dying. Now, I don't mind him having this ability, but the fact that the ability seems like an ass pull and it was given to him in the last minute with no explanation, that's a bit of an issue to me. Another thing that I didn't like was the fact that Kisuke pretty much was a simp. The dude was a loser. The whole reasoning behind him ruining so many people's lives and becoming a Yakuza boss was the fact that his middle school crush rejected his freaking marriage proposal. He did all this for her. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is this: I did not like Obito in Naruto. Kisuke reminded me of Obito. I'm definitely not gonna like Obito in Tokyo Revengers. Now, another thing I don't like is the fact that Mikey is retarded. No, I'm serious. Mikey's motives in the last arc are downright retarded. Now, a lot of people's giving Kagurabachi a lot of slack for having some cringy edgelord lines here and there. But Mikey's a whole lot worse. Mikey's whole reasoning for creating a new gang that's way worse, that actually participates in drug trading and killing. Mikey's reasoning behind beating up his previous friends. Mikey's reasoning for having zero reaction to the death of his best friend. Mikey's reasoning to killing Takamichi, who's his current best friend, is due to the fact that he suffers from dark impulses. Mikey's whole reasoning for doing everything he did in the last arc is due to the fact that he has demons.
Just relax and just calm down.
Ah, demon girl! Maybe I didn't say nothing. This was wrong. I can get sucked off by a demon. Oh yeah, demon got me. Demon sucking me off.
Mikey's struggling to fight them demons. So you know how the author finds a way to stop Mikey or find a way for him to overcome these said demons? I have no fucking clue. He just does. Here's what happened. Mikey kills Takamichi. Takamichi, with his weird hacks abilities, once he's dead, is able to use his abilities to go back but further into time to when him and Mikey were kids. Mikey retains his memories. Takamichi also retains his memories. The last memory that these two have of each other is literally Mikey standing on top of Takamichi, killing him. But when they see each other, they're buddy-buddy and happy to see each other. Now, this is when the worst of the worst comes up. Remember when I said in the beginning that all the stakes was the reason why I liked it? The fact that you will have a character that you like today, but tomorrow he might be gone. Now take that all away from the series. Yeah, y'all know Dragon Ball Z, right? Like how you have the Dragon Balls and you can wish back your homies. Now imagine something like that, but 10 times worse. Imagine Frieza becoming good, but not only Frieza becoming good, Cell becoming good, Boo becoming good. Who else? Shit, anybody. Raditz becoming good. And that's pretty much what the ending of Tokyo Revengers is. Everyone that they've beaten, all of their friends that they've lost on the road here, they all come back. Their enemies are now their friends. Kisake, the one who did all of this, the one who was the main enemy throughout the entire series, he did all the things that he did it all because his middle school crush rejected his wedding proposal. Now he's at the wedding of his literal mortal enemy and the woman that he was once in love with. And he's just staring there menacingly. Also, Kisake knows about the time leaping abilities, but do we find out how or why? No, we have no idea on what his connection to the abilities are, but he knows of it. Now, there's more I could name off. There's more things I could talk about, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm running out of breath. And I'm trying to shoot all this in one take. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is what I think happened when the author was writing Tokyo Revengers. Have you guys ever like wrote a poem or like did a video, but midway through the video you're like, this shit is ass? Like, have you ever thought about it? Like, you're just writing a rap or something, you just midway through like, this is some hot garbage, and you just tear that shit up and you just toss it in the garbage. I think that's what the author felt halfway through the series. I think after the third arc, they got hit with like a stumbling block and they didn't realize, okay, how am I gonna continue this bullshit? So you know what they did? They just sped it up. They just try to get everything wrapped up within one arc. And you know what happens when you try to rush something? You ruin it. They ruined the entire series with that one little arc. Because the first season, great. The second arc, okay. Third arc, pretty good. I actually liked the third arc. It was actually kind of beautiful. The fourth arc, hot fucking dog shit.